Hello, welcome to tonight's bedtime story by Lucid Tales. I hope your day has been a fine one, full of inspiration. But whether it has been fluid thoughts or racing mind for you, it's time to relax now. Find somewhere comfortable, maybe your bed or a favourite armchair, and make sure you're ready for sleep. Stretch your arms above your head, if you have them, and feel the freedom in your shoulders, the little loosening that means it's time for bed. Tonight's tale is a Hindu story of Ganesha, the Deva of wisdom and Lord of obstacles. Ganesha is one of the most well-known Hindu deities. Along with his brother Karthikeya, Ganesha is the divine son of Lord Shiva and goddess Parvati. He has an elephant's head and a large, rounded body and has become renowned for his patience and wisdom, while Karthikeya grew up sleek and strong, impish and playful. A powerful pair. They were devoted to their parents, and their divine parents loved them just as much. When Ganesha and Karthikeya were very young, a question arose among the Devas. Which of the two brothers was the wiser? All of them spoke at great length, wondering and arguing over which of the two boys was the wiser child, and they could not decide. So they went to Lord Brahma, the creator of the world, and asked him which child he thought was the wisest. Brahma was pleasantly surprised to see all of the deities come to visit him at once. "What brings you all here?" he asked. The Devas told Brahma about their disagreement. "Lord Brahma, who is the wiser brother?" asked they. "Ganesha or Karthikeya?" But Brahma had to admit that he did not know. He was the creator of mankind, not divinities. The Devas were disappointed. Even Lord Brahma did not know. Perhaps they would not find an answer. "However," Brahma said, "my son Narada may be able to help." For Narada the sage was mischievous and wise himself. Perhaps he might aid them in their discussion. Narada was summoned, and the situation was explained to him. Of course, Narada never let the opportunity for mischief pass by, and so he readily agreed to help settle the question of which of Shiva and Parvati's children was the wiser. He flew swiftly to Mount Kailash, and in no time at all he was on the doorstep of Shiva and Parvati's divine abode. They warmly welcomed him, though they knew that where Narada went, trouble often followed. "Now tell us," Shiva said jokingly when they had shown Narada excellent hospitality, "what mischief is brewing in your mind? What's the prank you'll play on us today?" Narada pretended to be hurt. "You insult me, Lord Shiva. I have only come to give you a gift." "A gift?" asked Lord Shiva with a smile. "What is it, Narada?" And Narada produced a golden mango and gave it to him. "A mango?" exclaimed Shiva. "Don't say you travelled all the way here to give me a fruit." "It is no ordinary fruit, my lord," Narada replied. "The taste of this fruit is said to be sweeter than nectar. This is the divine fruit of knowledge that bestows eternal wisdom on those who eat it." "Is that so?" asked Shiva, looking at the mango. He turned to offer some to his wife Parvati, for he could not countenance eating of it without sharing it with her. "Wait!" cried Narada. "This fruit cannot be shared. It is a magical fruit, blessed by the sages and devas. It is not possible to cut the mango into pieces and still gain knowledge from it. It should be eaten by one person only." The divine couple looked at each other. Then Lord Shiva shrugged. "If that is the case, let my wife have this fruit. Here, Parvati, you may have the whole mango." Parvati was surprised. "Oh no, I don't want it. You are my husband. How can I eat it without you having even a taste of it? Let one of our children eat it." Narada smiled slyly. "But you have 2 children, and only one fruit. Who should be given it? Ganesha or Karthikeya? At that moment, both Ganesha and Karthikeya burst into the room, each clamouring to be allowed to eat the magical mango. Shiva looked steadily at Narada. I think this is your prank, Narada. Very well. You may choose which of the children may eat the mango. Narada was delighted that his plan was working so well. Why don't we have a competition? He asked, with a twinkle in his eye. A race. The children both nodded eagerly. Lord Shiva thought over the matter. All right, we'll have a contest. Whichever of you goes around the world 3 times and returns first will get the fruit. Hearing this, Karthikeya immediately summoned his steed, the peacock, and leapt onto its back to disappear on his journey around the world. His brother Ganesha was slow and fat and rode a mouse, while he was strong and sleek and rode a peacock. He grinned. He was certain to win. But Ganesha also understood that on his mouse he could not hope to compete with the peacock's speed. So he stood for a moment and thought. He smiled to himself. Karthikeya flew around the world, stopping at every temple and sacred place on the way to offer his prayers. To his astonishment, he found Ganesha at every turn. Karthikeya was puzzled. How could Ganesha on his mouse be so fast? But of course, Ganesha had found a much wiser way to travel around the world. In his brief pause for thought, he had remembered that his parents, Shiva and Parvati, the divine couple, represented the entire universe. And so Ganesha folded his hands with that small smile and walked 3 times around his parents and went to sit down. Why are you circling us, Ganesha? Asked Lord Shiva. I'm your son, and to me you are the whole world. Why should I go further to win the contest? Replied Ganesha. Shiva was pleased with his elder son's smart answer and gave him the mango. When Karthikeya returned after his voyage, he learned how Ganesha had outsmarted him, and, though disappointed, acknowledged his brother's wisdom. And so the Deva's question was answered, and Ganesha was known forever as the Deva of wisdom. Good night. Sleep well, and I will see you tomorrow for another bedtime story.